Hi, you guys. Welcome to Audrey's reading area. Shout out to my grandbabies, Korea, Sanaa, David the Third, and Kaden. I love you all and I miss you so much. Alexa, what time is Audrey's reading area?
Audrey reads in her area live at 5, and please subscribe.
Live. Live at 5. Won't you subscribe to Audrey's reading area on YouTube? Audrey's reading area. All right, you guys. Today is Wednesday, Multicultural Wednesday. And I have a very interesting book, very exciting. I am an American. It's the Wong Kim Ark story. The Wong Kim Ark story. Written by Martha Brokenbrough with Grace Lynn and is illustrated by Julia Kuo. I am an American. Let's see what it says. On the back it says, his victory changed a nation. I am an American. Okay. Okay. So let's just dig right into this book. We're going to just jump right in here. It says Chinatown, San Francisco. Interesting, right? Chinatown, San Francisco. Let me put my glasses on. I feel like if I move my head's gonna fall down. Ah! Chinatown, San Francisco. Chinese occupied, white occupied, and vacant. Mm. Interesting. So let's see what it says. So beautiful illustrations, by the way. Long ago, a boy was born in an apartment above a shop in San Francisco. His name was Wong Kim Ark, and he believed something that would change this country. I am American. It says, I am an American. For real. Nice, right? It says, from Kim Ark's apartment, he could hear the clang of San Francisco's brand new cable car. He could smell the mouth-watering food of Chinatown's many restaurants. He could stand on his street and look down at San Francisco Bay, which opened to the Pacific Ocean, which stretched all the way to China, where his parents had been born. Kim Ark Street had two names: Sacramento Street, after the state capital, and China Street, for the many people with Chinese ancestry who lived there. From a spot on a street with two names and an ancestral land of Muwekma Ohlone, tribe of Native Americans, Kim Ark knew one thing for sure: I am an American. Hmm. Many Chinese people, like his parents, had crossed the ocean dreaming of a better life on Gold Mountain. That's what Chinese people called California after miners there struck it rich. Some immigrants set up shops. Some became farmers. Some helped build a railroad stretching from sea to sea, working hard for little money. Mm. When Kim Ark was growing up, hard financial times hit. Many people blamed the Chinese. They said people of Chinese heritage could never be American. Kim Ark knew this was not true. I am an American. Even so, the country soon passed a law that said Chinese workers could no longer come to the United States. The law meant his parents could never be U.S. citizens. It meant Chinese people couldn't have certain jobs. They couldn't live where they wanted. And some people were cruel to Chinese Americans. It became so hard to live in America that many decided to leave, including Kim Ark's mom and dad. They decided that for them, China was home and they were Chinese. But for Kim Ark, America was home. He was an American. He'd never even been to China until he visited his parents there after they moved. Interesting. After he returned to California, he lived with his aunt and uncle and worked as a cook. He was only 17. He missed his family. Kim Ark knew he might never see them again, but he knew his job in America paid more, which meant a better future. Strict new laws meant he might not be allowed back in the United States if he traveled to China. A few years later, he decided to take the risk. I mean, he's an American citizen. What should be the problem, right? Well, let's read and see. A law required him to find 3 white witnesses to sign a document swearing Kim Ark was born in California, that he was an American. He attached his picture to prove he was the young man in the letter. He set sail once more for China. When he returned home to San Francisco, he showed a customs official his papers. "You are sure you were born here?" the official asked. "Yes," Kim Ark said. "I am an American." It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Authorities locked Kim Ark below deck, where it was cold, dark, and crowded. He was moved from ship to ship and was imprisoned for more than 4 months. "I am an American. This is unjust." Other people believe Wong Kim Ark. With their help, he won a lawsuit in San Francisco and was freed from the ship. So they just keep him on a ship, just riding around? That's crazy, right? But the United States government wouldn't let him be. Wong Kim Ark's case went all the way to the highest court in the land. The justices needed to decide an important question: what makes someone American? You would think if they were born there, right? Right? Let's see what happens. They look to the U.S. Constitution. A part of it, the 14th Amendment, says anyone born in America is a citizen. But government lawyers said the Constitution didn't matter, that Kim Ark couldn't be a citizen because his Chinese ancestors had different customs and language from most people in America. Isn't that just crazy? Kim Ark's fate depended on whom the justices believed. And it wasn't only his future at stake. Anyone with parents born elsewhere could also lose their right to call America theirs. So could citizens of indigenous nations. Kim Ark knew what he believed. I am an American. The Supreme Court justices pondered for almost a year. Kim Ark waited. He worked, he worried, and then, let's see. And then he won. He won. On March 28, 1898, 6 justices agreed that because he was born here, he belonged here. Kim Ark had known it all along. I am an American. His victory changed the nation. But the decision did not mean the end of unfair treatment of Chinese people and other minorities. For many people, America was often far from fair. But Kim Ark's victory meant that today, every child born in the United States and its territories is an American too. No matter what language your parents speak, what you look like, or what you believe about God. If you're born in the United States or its territories, you belong here, and it's your right to call yourself American. It's your right to call this home. Always. The end. It has more about the story. It has the 14th Amendment, identification photograph on affidavit in the matter of Wong Kim Ark, native-born citizen of the United States, filed with the Immigration Services. This is the real Wong Kim Ark. How can a person become a U.S. citizen? It has all of these pieces of information. More about the story. Let me read this real quick. Even after Wong Kim Ark won his Supreme Court case, he and other people of Chinese ancestry continued to experience unfair treatment. He always had to carry a certificate of identity with him to prove he was American. After a marriage in China was arranged for him and he became a father, one of his sons was not permitted entry from China. American officials didn't believe their relationship was valid. 3 more sons did come to the United States. His son Wong Yuk Jim spent weeks detained at Angel Island, an immigration station so dark, crowded, and miserable that detainees wrote and carved their sorrows on the walls in forms of poetry. Another son served in the U.S. military. He was drafted into World War II and afterwards served in the Merchant Marine. Today, Kim Ark has great-grandchildren in the United States. The 14th Amendment, y'all. The 14th Amendment was ratified on July 9th, 1868, written after the Civil War. It was one of the constitutional amendments meant to give citizens and legal rights to people who had been enslaved. The first section of the 14th Amendment states, listen now, it states, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. And then it says, how can a person become a U.S. citizen? So you can pause it and read it. And this right here. It's an application of alleged American citizen of the Chinese race for pre-investigation of status by Wong Kim Ark. Then, arguing against Wong Kim Ark. It says the United States District Attorney Henry Foote argued against Wong Kim Ark in a lower court. Foote argued that birth alone does not constitute right to citizenship in the United States, and that children born in the United States were, at the moment of birth, subject to a foreign power. Foote was joined by George D. Collins, a San Francisco lawyer who wrote in the American Law Review, the American-born Chinese people were culturally the same as people born in China. He believed this made them unfit to be American citizens. Thinking about what they have done to us in America, that's not right. He later lost his law license and went to jail for being married to more than one woman and lying about it. Oh, look at that. Holmes Conrad, a Solicitor General for the Justice Department, was a Confederate cavalry officer during the Civil War. He argued at the Supreme Court level that states should determine citizenship, not the federal government. He also thought citizenship should be determined by shared culture and not birthplace. And he thought people of Chinese heritage could not assimilate into white American culture. White American culture. Do they mean Native American culture? I mean, I'm just saying. So, arguing for Wong Kim, you can pause and read it. And then pause and read it. Acknowledgements. And there was a timeline at the bottom if you saw it. Chinatown, San Francisco. The end. I am an American. The Wong Kim arc story. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thanks, Mom, for being here, showing all this love and support. Thank you all for listening to me read all these fun and exciting books, especially today when it is Multicultural Day. On Wednesdays, you learn something new most of the times, because sometimes I may not find a book, but I got lots of books for different cultures. So you got to learn new and different things about other cultures. So tune in every day. Tune in every Wednesday. Yes. All right, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, right? Live. Live at 5 tomorrow here at Audrey's Reading Area.